Engagement automation is an engine that powers two things, two extensions. One is data layer. Data layer is what you have already, and the second one is gamification. So this engine is a collection of triggers. Trigger could be a user creates a comment, a user logs in, a user makes a like, all these kind of things, and we perform selections based on that. That extension on his own doesn't do anything. It's just there to support other extensions such as gamification. That's why I want to show you gamification and milestones, because it's something we worked really hard in the first 4 months of this year, almost 5. We are investing a lot. I really have big hopes, expectation for this year. I think we are going to push it and have it by default on every open source installation from a medium plan up. Simply because I think it can really be used for different purposes, and every community manager can really benefit from it, especially if then making it a standard, then we will improve and extend as much as we can in the upcoming months. So without further ado, let me start. So they are technically two extensions, gamification and milestone. So potentially you can only use gamification on your platform if you want, or you can use milestone, or you can use. These are, we call it tasks right now, gamification tasks. And these are a list of actions that are available on the platform. As I was saying, a user downloads a file, a user requests to join a group, completes a course, etc. So they are all actions that can have a reaction on the platform. And you can see here there are these points. That means that every time a user performs this action, we'll receive some points. By this, we'll have a default configuration. These are all the triggers that we have available, 21 or 22 right now. I hope to increase this list dramatically once you also are starting to use it. By default, we have a nice name configured, a nice description, and 0 points, because they are there. You can use it if you want. If you don't want to use it, no points will be registered. And as a site manager, content manager, you can change the point. So you can say, oh, on my platform is very important when the user logs in, for example, every time they log in, I will give them 100 points. Every time a user creates a new topic, I can change it, and I can say, I will give 10 points, etc. And then you can tweak it based on your community, what you find important, all these kind of things, up to you. You can always change the title, so the name of this task, and the description, and I will show you later where this shows up. So we made it a bit too long. Let me just save it like this. Oh, 64. So yeah, you can personalize it. So you get the standard there, so you don't have to do any work there. But then you can always change the point, add the point, change the description, whatever it is. And this one works already. So in the moment you have this installed and you set some points, then I can just go to the platform, start creating events, creating topics, likes, and I will get points. This one is the old part of the extension as it used to work. We extend a bit now with more triggers, with more actions that you can do, but this already existed. And in the end result is that you have a leaderboard, and I will show it to you. I can show it to you briefly here. You have a leaderboard that you can showcase in the in dashboard pages. It's very simple for now. We are also improving on the design there, but it's something like that. So it's just a leaderboard with the amount of points. So the user with the most points, you can decide how many users to show. Now we added a lot of filters, so you can decide, okay, give me the most active users in the last week, last month, last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, etc. You can also do leaderboards based on user roles. I actually can easily show it to you, all the filters that are pretty interesting. You can decide which user roles to showcase. So for example, of course, here we only have 2 roles, but imagine on platform with custom roles like volunteer or editor or etc. Or others, you can make leaderboards just for those specific users. So for whatever reason, you have very active users or volunteers, you want to showcase it on a specific dashboard page, you can just create a volunteer leaderboard and showcase it like that. Or you can make the same leaderboard based on different types. You can see how many we have right here. So you can really tweak it in the way you want. And we also, not in this platform yet, is a demo platform. You can also have filters on content types. So if you receive points, that's a bit of complex concept, but if you receive points when you perform an action on a topic, if you create a new topic and you tag it with, I don't know, Greenpeace as a tag, then you will be able to find all the points that are connected to those specific content tags. That's very interesting. Maybe if you create specific content in groups that are tagged specifically, so you can also showcase this leaderboard for a specific group. So there are different user cases, but it's a very simple idea, just a leaderboard on the points. And these points so far are coming from this gamification. So per se, this one is already a feature on its own. It's not very extensive. This is what it does. There is no notification attached to it, so it's a bit limited. Maybe we are gonna extend on this. For now, the focus is completely on Milestone, and I will show you why.
Stefano.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So to be clear, the triggers. So can you, if you go a bit up, so the way the columns are labels, so people, we can change the name, but not the trigger. So the trigger is a fixed action that obviously is also connected to analytics, for instance. So we cannot change the trigger, we cannot change the action that determines. Okay, so we can change the label, but okay, good, clear.
Yeah, when you create a new task, but actually you won't have to create a new task because we will prepare a predefined list of tasks already with every trigger existing. So if there is a new trigger added in the future, a user delete topic, we will already prepare a default. So the only thing you have to do is add points if you want, and change the name and the description if you think it is not really, is not nice the one we chose for you. But as you said, the list of triggers is the code. So in the code, we check every time you create a book, we store it somewhere in the system so you can perform this action. So you're right, you cannot add new triggers. Those are linked really in code to support some actions. So this is the list. The only thing is really important is to tweak the points. So if you want to use this, if you don't want to use gamification pointing because you think our leaderboard is not really interesting, we don't care about user competing, also the user don't really know why they get points here and there, absolutely fine. Gamification on its own is very basic. We use all the triggers in Milestones, and that's where I want to spend a bit more time, because that's what we actually complete in these 4 months, and what is we want to really extend in the upcoming months. So this first part. Second is Milestones. So Milestone is simply a collection of triggers, so of this task we just created. So as you can see, I have a couple of examples here. This one is this milestone is called onboarding, and is made up of 3 triggers. A user joins a group, a user creates a new post, a user creates a new like. No more than that. And here you can see in the description, show appreciation 2 times. So you have to do 2 likes in order to achieve this this task. Or yeah, you can configure it. But now I will show you exactly how it is. This one is the overview of existing milestones on the platform, like a site manager, content manager, see it, and can manage, edit, and delete. When I create a new milestones, also this page is under, we are changing it quite a bit right now, but the concept will stay the same. So you create a new milestone, like call it be the most active, and create a lot of content on the site. You can do whatever you like, of course, and then you start adding tasks that are relevant for this purpose. So you can add tasks that are related to create a new book page, a new topic, etc. And then let me just 1 second. So for example, organize gathering. This one is about events, and you can repeat it exactly what you were saying. So 10 times. So this one will be create 10 events. The concept is, and only when you create 10 events, then you will complete this task. And I will show you later how that works in the front end. One thing that you obviously see right away is that this one is not very handy. This list is, unless you make very nice names that you understand exactly what you're doing, it's not very obvious to the site manager, content manager, what organized gathering means. I also have to check it out on my list. We are changing that right now. So we will show the name of the tag, the trigger here again. So a user creates a group, a user creates a topic, and then you will be you will be able to utilize the default name and description, like is you already seen in the tasks, or you will be able to specify your own name or description specifically for these milestones. So what does it mean? The triggers are always the same, right? Join a group or create a topic or make a like. But if you use it in different milestones, you want to maybe call it differently, like create a like, for example. In one milestone, you want to call it be very gentle with other users on the community. Or in another milestone is learn how to add a like to a content. So depending on where you use it in the milestone, you also want to explain the reason why we are telling you add a like, because you are going to learn something, because you are going to complete something. So adding this custom description, depending on milestone, will add a lot of flexibility, right? Is actually in this print. So in the next demo, probably will be able to show it to you. Yeah, this is the idea. So you add as many tasks as you want. So you can add hundreds of tasks if you want, and repetitions to that. Some nice ones are about joining groups. That's the new things that we introduced. So let me see which one is the right one. Joins a group, discover your tribe. This one. So this one is about joining a group, and you can see, and this one will add a lot of flexibility, which group you need to join in order to complete this task. So it's not just join any group. You can also say join any group. So if you just select this and you say one time, any group you join, you will complete this task. But more useful would be join a specific group. For example, for onboarding purposes, now you have most of your communities have a general group that every user pretty much is added to. Well, as an initial milestone for onboarding, you can say, hey, join this group and create a post inside this group and introduce yourself in this group as part of this onboarding milestone. So you learn a bit how the platform works, you get a lot of useful tips, but you also learn how to create content, how to be an active member. And maybe at the end of this process, you get the volunteer role as a reward from the community manager. So the idea is that you complete that and this is achieved. You get a reward and you complete it to the fullest. But I will show it to you in a second. So, and then you have the rewards. So right now we have two types of rewards. One, you complete all the tasks in this milestone, you can get points, or fully configurable, you decide how many points is worth. You can get a badge. So same as you have for courses, works in the same way, you configure it in the same place. You can award a badge. So when I complete it, that is done. What we are doing, is our pipeline for next month or two, is to actually reward, and that will add a lot of flexibility as well, roles as a reward. So in communities like yours, where you have custom roles like volunteer, for example, at the end of a milestone, for example, imagine the milestone is all about completing specific courses, and you actually have one of those cases on some platform. At the end of that program, you complete all the courses, then automatically you can assign the volunteer role. So you don't have to do any manual work there. Have a look if users completed all the courses, will be automatically done here. So could add a lot of automation if done right. And I have an example in a second. So you, of course, you can keep it unpublished for as long as you want. You can go in, add more tasks, remove tasks, just tweak it to the points. Once you are happy, you save it. In the moment you save it, it becomes active. So becomes active means that a user can actually start taking the milestone. We give them an output, and the output could be get points, get the badge, or get a role as a reward. But these are the trigger, the rewards for that. Right now, we don't have anything saying, oh, if you complete these 5 courses, then you are automatically added to a specific group.
Okay.
Nothing, of course, these are exactly the kind of feedbacks that I'm looking forward from your 10 communities.
Yeah.
Once, if you can start playing with it, because the only limitation here is just fantasy and thinking about application for these triggers, because these are the triggers we have. So the things that we check and we do something with, And also the rewards are those three. But expanding on the triggers will be the first, like getting a trigger when, I don't know, as I was saying, you delete a topic, or when you comment on a comment, when you like something, or, you know, you name it, that could, or one that is very important for me, when you complete your user profile, for example, for the onboarding purposes, that could be very interesting. We need to figure out which kind of criteria you want there, like, do you have to complete all the fields on your profile? Do you have to add your image picture, for example, or whatever? Once you do that action, we can consider you're onboarded or something like that. So those feedbacks, like, would be very useful to have. This are exactly what I'm looking for here. Let me go ahead. I will show you how it looks in the front end. That will clarify most of your questions.
Okay.
So now I'm logging in as a regular user. So for now, I show you the backend part. So your work, right? The configuring, setting up, tweaking, adding all the nice description and whatever. Now you are the user, and I'm logging into my platform. And one thing you have right away is this.
Please.
Okay. So in the menu, we added a new link, My Milestones, and you will go. You click on that. Is in your profile, like everything else. You have a new tab, My Milestones, and this is how milestones are displayed. So you have all the milestones available on the platform, all the milestones available to you. Right now, this means all the milestones. There is no visibility limitation to milestones as we speak, but we are building visibility to milestones for user roles, for example. So in the near future, we'll be able to create milestones only for volunteers, or only for content manager, only for editors. So because of many reasons. One, because maybe those milestones contain like task like complete this specific course, and that specific course is only visible, only available for volunteers. So there is no point that I see a milestone that I cannot complete. But also because you can create some kind of flow. If you have this one a milestone for everyone, but then imagine you complete a milestone, and there's a reward for that milestone, you will get a role. You become a volunteer, just complete the milestone. The moment you complete the milestone and become a volunteer, you will see more milestones in your profile. So you can take more milestones, and maybe complete another set of milestones, you will receive another role, and you can grow in that direction. It's really a matter for you to create this flow and a path of growth for the user, if you want, on e-learning specifically. That's where we work. You can train them to become volunteers. You can train to become editors, maintainers of the platform, but whatever you like. Courses for me are one of the most interesting features that get integrated with milestones right now. But my expectation is that we can really extend it to every extension of open source. Should be a cross-platform functionality that really takes advantage of all the extension we have. If you complete a challenge, you can add it as a task in the milestone. If you, I don't know, if you chat, you can complete a milestone, etc. Everything you like. And once you complete the milestone, it becomes green. So you click on it, you have a pop-up, you can see all the information about the milestone. This one is a completed one, it's green. It tells you that all the tasks are completed. It tells you how many points you have right now. It tells you the task that has been completed, and it tells you the rewards that you got. So you got 400 points for completing these milestones, and you got a badge. But then you can go back here, and you can see one that is not completed yet, is in progress. So you can see 2 out of 3 tasks are completed. You can see which tasks are completed, and you can see which one you still need to take. So with a nice description, you can go there. Oh, I need to create a post in order to complete this task, and then tack, you go and you can complete it. Same thing, you can see the rewards attached to this and the badge. And in the future, when we will have a role, you also will see here a nice icon saying when you complete this milestone, you get this volunteer role or this content manager role, whatever you like. And if it's a brand new milestone that you didn't do anything in, it's just grayed out, no progress bar and no nothing. So this is how they are displayed to the user. The user can just go in here, check what's available, and decide what to do. Keep in mind, it's not that you have to enroll in a milestone. Milestones are just tasks that are there, and maybe sometimes you will perform actions without even knowing the milestone is there, and you will complete it and you will receive an email. We have all notification for this. So in the moment you complete a milestone, you will receive an email notification congratulating you, saying congratulations, you completed milestone XY, with a link back to this to check what you completed and what else there is to do. So we bring users back to the platform as much as we can, and engage them more in doing more and more stuff. So whatever you want them to do, that's of course will be up to you, and how you want to shape it. You can see some things here. So on the sidebar, you have the badges. So all badges coming from milestones, and there are no badges coming from completing courses. Those are staying in the place where they were before, in your profile, in the information page. These are dedicated to milestone badges. You see the points that you have available, and you have some filters for this overview. Imagine you have 100 milestones at some point. Maybe you only want to see the milestones that are in progress, because I want to see what I can take next. So you will do that, or you want to see all the completed ones because you want to have the overview. Those are the filters. You have a bit more information if you go to your stream page or to your information page. You still see the badge, you still see the points, but you also see your in progress milestones. So just a preview of two milestones, just to have an idea. You click on it, it opens. You can quickly see the task that you have done. Just small information without having to go all the way to the milestone page if you don't like. This one is available on the stream page, as I was saying, and in the information page. Another thing, all this information that you're seeing here in the sidebar and also the milestone tab are public. It's public for all the users on the platform. So it's not like if I go to your profile, I can go to your stream, I can go to your topics, I can see the topics you have. And that's same for milestones. But we added a setting. So it can be that I'm not comfortable with people seeing how many points I have, I'm not comfortable seeing all the badges I have, whatever reason there is. We have a setting in your settings. You can say, this information are not visible for other people. So other people go to my profile, they won't see the milestone tab. They won't see which milestones I have in progress. They won't see my points. It will be very private. We are also going to split this setting into 3, because we want to give a bit more flexibility. Right now is either users see milestones and all related information, or don't see it. We want to split it into points, badges, and the milestone themselves. So maybe I want to showcase my badges because I'm very proud, but I don't want user to see how many points I have or which milestone I'm taking, or a mix of this. So we are, this one was one of the feedbacks for our customers, so we will improve on that. So this for privacy and well, at the moment is only for engagement on the platform, but depends on how you see it, because one of the ideas we had and we still have is to be able to award points at random. So as a content manager, I can award points to you just because I like you, or because you completed enough offline activity and we want to push it. This is more relevant, in my opinion, for gamification. So just for the sake of having points than for milestones. But that's the kind of conversation I would like to have. Maybe we can have an open trigger that can be closed by a site manager or content manager, say, oh, he performed this offline action, and that means they completed this task within the platform. So it will be the responsibility for the community managers to close that. Will be more manual action, but we have just to think about it and brainstorm how that could be achieved. But absolutely, as I said before, my expectation will be that this extension can be used everywhere for any type of activities. Yeah, that's a very good point. Is exactly one of my fear, because we have this kind of triggers that are very easy to achieve, like something, you achieve points. That right now is more on the hands of the content manager, the community manager, to tweak the points. Like maybe rewarding people for liking something is not meaningful. Maybe I give you 1 point, I give you 0 point. We also don't inform right now users about how they can achieve these points. So that's still a bit to be thought through. As I say, we put much more energy and effort in milestones than in the old gamification part. But I really hope that we can improve it and make it better, because I was saying I will get points, I will see my name here, but I don't really know how I got 650 points. Probably I got it because I logged in, maybe because I created topics, but I don't receive a notification, congratulations, you got 50 points when I do that. So right now is more of a mystery, and of course it's also hard to exploit. We are working in the direction to award positive actions. For example, we just introduced 3 new triggers. One is a user receives a comment on his topic. A user receive a comment on his post. A user receive a reply to his comments. So I create a good. The idea is I create a good topic, a good piece of content, and people comments on it. That gives me a reward, not because I made because I made a good content and I stimulate engagement. So I stimulate other people to respond. Every time someone comments on my content, then I will receive points. Same for the post. I make a great post, a greater reply, people comments on it, and then I receive points. And for a comment, maybe it's the most useful comment on a topic, I receive points. And we're going to do the same for likes. So not just random likes, but people like my content, people like my comment, people like my post, you receive points. And those are much more interesting. And probably then you will tweak the points and say, if you receive a like on your topic, 100 points. If you just give a like randomly, 0 points or 1 point. You know, so to prevent spamming. That's exactly the direction I want to go. That step further will be how to inform the user about this, because of course you can create your own dashboard page or blog post explaining on this community, we have gamification. You will receive awards when you perform the following actions, and you can explain which actions, and you can explain which points. So you can already do it without us having to develop anything. It really depends the users. For now, yeah, we are investing more in the milestone, but if gamification as individual triggers become more popular, we are also thinking about maybe attaching emails to this trigger. So a user creates a topic, gets a point, but also maybe receive an email saying, hey, congratulations, we noticed that you are very active in the community. Have you thought about this and that? You know, it's not there. It's not something we have planned right now, but we thought about it. And if it becomes actually a use case, we are definitely open to exploring with you. They are all level 0, right? So if it's created on the platform, you can take it as long as you have the role to take. But to make it more interesting, more growing thing, we want to introduce some kind of leveling system. Not that is required, you can also not use it, but the idea will be like you have basic milestones on level 0 that everyone can take, and then you complete 3 milestones, all the milestones level 0, and you are promoted to level 1. That means that suddenly you see other milestones in your profile that are in level 1, and you can take those. You complete all the milestones in level 1, you are promoted to level 2, and etc. So you can really create a growth that easy to do with courses. Of course, you create programs of courses for basic, and then more advanced, and you connect it to levels. So you need to take the basic courses before you have even access to the advanced course, something like that. That's very easy to explain the concept, but I hope we will have other type of triggers that will allow us to give this growth and to make this separation. And that's the idea. So you don't see 100 milestones by default, you see 10, and when you complete all 10, or maybe we'll have criteria like complete 8 out of 10 milestones in that, milestones in that level, then you are promoted to the next one. So we are trying to make it very obvious. You can see how the initial design is, so you will get this level that you will know, which level you are, which point you are to become a level 15. You will show the levels in the teasers, so you know these are available for you. This one are next, so maybe you have a sneak preview of what's coming next. That could be interesting. You have the same information when you click on the pop-up. You have the same, and then you have the settings. These are the initial idea of the settings. So site manager will have to create this leveling with the names and whatever, and attach milestones to the levels. So you say these 3 milestones are level 1, these 3 milestones level 2, etc. So this one is a concept, but it depends on depending on the interest, depending on the attention we get. This one is actually in the pipeline to be one of the next things.
Stefano,
please.
That's very interesting. So in a context of like user data, are milestones captured in the user profile data? Say, for instance, we export and we integrate it with the database, and we want to actually like import this type of profiling. or disengagement ladder into our database and therefore send whatever emails? Is this imported as part of the?
We are already, that's actually already developed. I don't know if it's enabled on this platform, but yes, in for site manager. So here, if I go to the export, let me see, the Flores probably, and I export it, I would expect if it's enabled on this platform. Oh, okay, well, I don't have the export enabled on this platform, sorry. But yeah, in the export that you get, there is a new column, completed milestones, and you have the information about the milestones completed. So yeah, you could cross-reference, you could check site manager, content manager, whatever, or in your data lake, you could check which milestone are completed, which milestone are not, which users are engaging, etc. Absolutely.
That's really cool. Okay, can I ask another question?
By all means, sorry, just since I'm on this page, last thing, you can already filter by milestones. So you can already filter as a manager. I want to know what happens with this milestone that is start to complete. So I can find the users that completed this specific milestone, or the users that are in progress with this specific milestone. That's for statistics, etc. Also to exporting, right? Because maybe you want to export only, as you were saying before, Tess, milestones related to my group that I created for my group. So you can list the milestones that are interesting for the group, and then see all the users that completed it, or all the users that have in progress for X statistics. That's already there.